Guys, welcome to Your Best Interviews. My name is Eric Smith. Thank you so much for spending the time with me. I know there's a lot of places that you can go for this, so I appreciate you spending the time with me. If this is helpful, please share with others. This is probably my 15th recording of this video because it's such an important topic. So I want to talk about how to close out an interview. And I think that the main piece of advice in this, which is ask for hesitations, is so critical when you're going through this because about 90%, I would say 9 out of 10 candidates going through a process are not going to ask this question. So this gives you a massive leg up, and it's really important to talk about. So I want to make sure I get it right. So as you're closing out the interview, you always want to thank them for their time, right? Explain that, I did a lot of research coming in. I was really optimistic coming in. But after talking with you, I'm even more confident that I'd be the right fit and that I would be an asset and hit the ground running right away, right? You want to give them that positivity, give them that confidence that you're eager for the role. Because you got to understand, they're interviewing other candidates and they know that they're competing for you just as much as you're competing for that job, right? So giving them that confidence, letting them know that you're excited about it already makes them think like, this is a great candidate and they like this role. And, you want to get people that are engaged in your company and optimistic to come work for you. So give them that, right? Give them that positive feedback. And then the hesitation piece. So this is the important one that, again, 9 out of 10 candidates are not going to ask, but you should. Ask for negative feedback, right? Ask, like I always say, I feel like I'm a great fit and I feel like this is, a perfect fit for my experience, but I want to understand, are there any hesitations that you might have? Anything that, as I was sharing or as you think about the role in my experience for this position, any hesitations that you have or any red flags? Most hiring managers, because they're not accustomed to being asked this, they'll give you that honest feedback. They'll say, I think you're a great candidate. However, I'm a little concerned that your experience here, and here is light. Or they'll share, I'm not sure that this would be a good fit based on what you told me here. This is your chance. Don't be defensive, right? Again, because most candidates aren't asking this is your massive leg up, right? So always thank them. Like, thank you so much for bringing that up. This is actually my fault. And take ownership, right? Say, like, this is my fault. The reason this is a hesitation for you is because I didn't do a good enough job explaining why that shouldn't be a hesitation. I actually do have that experience. And go back, if it's something that you actually are experienced in, go back to your experience and give them some confidence as to why that shouldn't be a concern for them. I actually did this in this role, and through my experiences here, and here, I actually feel like I'm really strong in that area and that I can, again, hit the ground running coming into this role with that prior experience. So I don't want that to be a hesitation for you, but I also want to make sure that I'm giving you enough talking points or shining enough light on that. Can I go in more depth there, or does that help? And again, you're probing them, right? You're basically asking them to say, like, what don't you like about me and how can I change your opinion before we depart? So if they come back and say, no, that's great, but I'm still hesitant here, bat it back as best you can. More often than not, the hiring manager is going to say, like, oh, that's great. I'm glad you shared that. I lost that when we were talking, or I missed that when we were talking. So I appreciate you bringing that to me. Thank them again. Thank you again for allowing me to shine more light there. And then ask for next steps, right? So some people will say, like, it's your job to close the interview, be aggressive, tell them you want the role, ask for the role. I don't like doing that. Hiring managers don't want to be put on the spot. They want to evaluate all candidates, and they want to have time to really make the right decision for them. And being pushy could eliminate you from that. So I say, don't be pushy. Don't try and close. Ask for next steps so that you know what their timeline is. It also helps you if you're interviewing for other roles to best understand what their timeline is. If you know that you've got a pending offer and there's a timeline for you to get back to this other company, but the company you're interviewing with is your number one, make sure you share your timeline. That's completely common. It's not going to hurt you. Just say, I do want to be transparent. I'm very, very interested in this role, but I do have another offer that I have to reply back to in the next 5 days or by the end of the week. What's your timeline to make a decision here? Because right now you're my priority, but I want to make sure it fits within your timeline and that I'm not losing an opportunity if that falls outside of the window. It just helps that dialogue. It helps the communication, and it sets kind of clear expectations to what's next and when you should expect to hear back. But yeah, so again, be positive. Give them confidence that you're confident in the role, that you're excited about the role. Ask for hesitations. Do not be defensive. Be calm. thank them, explain why that shouldn't be a hesitation, understand what the next steps are, thank them, shake their hand, get out of there. Good luck, guys. I know this is stressful, but you'll be fine. You'll be good. Check out my other videos for other questions and how to answer other questions. Thanks.